Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Amanda the author, and thanks for tuning in. I just found out today that I have 100 subscribers, and I am so fucking excited. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed, who's been watching my videos from the beginning, who's been rocking with me since I kind of changed up a little bit of the direction of my channel. I really want this to be a place where I'm providing authors with the best possible content to help their book writing, marketing, and having a really good and helpful mindset as we all travel along this journey towards publication or towards having a sustainable author career. So I'm glad that y'all like the content. And if you're new to my channel, I hope you vibe with this video and want to subscribe as well. So today we are talking about something very, very important, as we always are, but this one is a little along the same veins of bad author habits and author burnout. Today I'm talking something a little bit more mindset based, and that is 5 expectations to drop as an author. There will be one step in here that is solely dedicated to indie authors, but the rest of these apply to authors no matter what type of publication you have or are seeking. So before I get started, if you want to get your hands on my Which Kind series, To A Stare With Love, and To Lars and Desperation, or if you're looking for a little bit of some anthology action with Girls of Might and Magic, you can find the links to those in the description. And you can also find the link to my newsletter, where I share exclusive content. And I will be sharing the cover for my upcoming book, In the House of Transcendence, in my newsletter. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe to my newsletter, link in the description, so you can see the cover before anybody else. And finally, if you want to know what I'm up to aside from hanging out here on YouTube, you can find links to my TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Without further blabbing from me, let's get started. Alright, so the first belief that we're going to get rid of or talk about today is, number 1, the idea that you will never be successful. And I think that this comes from a place of comparison. Certainly it comes from a place of feeling like things aren't happening in a timeline that you want them to happen in, or that other people's timeline is moving in. And I think it can also come from a place of fear and self-doubt. And certainly overwhelm is mixed in there too. A lot of emotionality along this idea of you never being successful. I've certainly felt it. I've had a lot of moments over the last couple years. I've been published almost 2 years now, so I've certainly had my fair share of moments. Just Wednesday, actually, of breaking down and feeling like it's never going to happen for me. The success that I'm thinking of, dreaming of, have been wanting since I was a kid is not going to happen for me. The reason why we don't want to live and rest in this belief is because it's a very limiting belief. If you continue to, strive towards this career, but at the same time have this mindset and feeling of I'm not going to be successful, for why? It feels counterintuitive, and I think that it will definitely hold you back. Especially if we're talking about the fact that I believe that one can fully manifest and kind of bring into being the things that they're wanting to do. And I think that if you continually have this mindset of I'll never be successful, it'll be really difficult for you to really be able to manifest your career. And on a different note, maybe not something spiritual if you're not a spiritual girly like I am, I think it can lead to you unintentionally sabotaging yourself. Maybe it leads to procrastination. Maybe it leads to you not promoting your book in the way or in the frequency that you should be. Perhaps it leads to you not making other author friends who could help you. And it could potentially lead to you just really being static and not doing the things that you need to do to progress in your career. So I would say it's important to drop this idea that you'll never be successful. Things might not happen in the time frame that you're wanting them to happen. And I've certainly been there where I post a video and I'm thinking, where the fuck are my 10,000 views? I just posted this fire video on TikTok. It's been 5 minutes. Hello. But things happen in their own time, and perhaps your time is not now, but maybe a month from now or a year from now. So try to have some perspective, and as you're manifesting and as you're dreaming and as you're plotting and planning your career, try to be patient and try to avoid this doubtful mindset of not being successful. I think it's important to feel your feelings and allow any kind of fear or anger or overwhelm that's taking over you. Feel it, give yourself the space and grace, as I always say, to feel that feeling, allow it to move through you, and then get back to going, this is going to work out. I fucking know that I'm going to be successful. I know that this is going to work out. And you'll feel better after that. I promise. Number 2, the opposite of what we just talked about, that you will be successful right this minute, right away, this second. The reason why this is harmful is because it's you not managing your expectations. It's you putting a rush on, I guess, the universe, on your capabilities, on the world's capabilities, whatever we want to say. It's you putting a rush on a timeline that you are not fully in control of. All you can do is focus on putting out the best books possible, focus on marketing your book to the best of your ability, and also focus on taking care of yourself as a person and doing all that you can, certainly, but things might not happen in the time frame that you want them to. And I also suffer from this as well, feeling really impatient and wondering why things aren't happening quicker. I think this is also a side effect of comparing oneself to others, both the feeling that you'll never be successful and the feeling that you should be successful right now or, right away are, I think, symptoms of comparison. And I think comparison can happen to us when we focus on other people's dreams. I saw a really insightful tweet the other day that was talking about that, about how, when you focus on other people's dreams and you don't have a fully realized goal and idea for yourself of what you want your career to look like, it can be easy to see what somebody else has going on and think, why not me? That's what I want to do. I want to do that, and feel jealous and all of that. And I think it's natural. I certainly don't think there's anything wrong with having a moment of jealousy. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. It happens. You should feel your feelings. But I also think that you should then wonder why. As you're feeling a moment of jealousy, let's say you see a video or a picture of somebody doing something that you feel you want to do or should be doing, ask yourself why. Where's this feeling coming from? Is it because this person is doing something that you want to do, or maybe has the amount of followers that you want to have, or maybe they're getting some kind of award that you want to, or is it that they're just succeeding and maybe it's not what you want to do, but you want to be successful? Because there are some times where that's, I think, kind of maybe when you're not where you want to be, or you're really working so hard on your career and you see somebody else maybe doing YALLFest or stomping the red carpet at the Met Gala or getting an NAACP Image Award or whatever it is, and maybe you don't even want that for yourself, but you're so focused on success, and that is success, that you are just jealous of that success and not necessarily, this is something that I want to do and this person is doing what I want to do. So contextualizing why you're feeling the way you're feeling can also help you move through it and help you make better decisions for your career. I think if you eventually do want to, like I said, stomp down that red carpet at the Met Gala, you have to figure out how to get there. And I think there can be inspiration and excitement in kind of planning that out and figuring out, how can I be like Tomi Adeyemi and go to the Met Gala with all my homies and meet celebrities and fucking take a photo with Whoopi Goldberg or whatever it is that you want to do. So this thing of feeling like you're going to be successful right away, this expectation, I think is something to get rid of. Again, I'm not over here trying to crush nobody's delusion, nobody's dream, nobody's visions of grandeur. I think that you should dream big. I think you should think big. I think that you should not let anybody be a naysayer and make you doubt what it is you see for yourself. All I'm saying is be patient and allow the universe or allow your plans time to come to fruition. Number 3, that your book is going to market itself. This is a biggie. I think every single author I know, and I know myself, have been guilty of this. This idea that I wrote a book, of course people are going to know about it. They're going to see it on Amazon. They're going to see other people are going to do my marketing for me. Readers are going to post it because my cover is fire. But that doesn't always happen. You have to tell people about your book. You're the one who wrote it. You're its steward, if you will. And so you have to be the one to tell people about it. Regardless if you are traditional or indie published. Because from what I have heard, what I've seen, traditionally published authors also have to market their book as well via social and other channels. So it's not like you becoming traditional is going to get you out of the marketing rat race, because honey, it ain't. It's important to remember that nobody's going to know about your book unless you tell them. And you can't rely on readers or anybody else to market your book for you. And it's important to remember not to only rely on social media for your marketing. Social media is a connection tool. It is not a sales tool. And although you can make some sales from it, it's important to have other avenues to reach your readers, like a newsletter, like a blog, like a YouTube channel, other ways to reach your readers so that they can hear from you, they can get exclusive content, and you can also walk them through your sales funnel, which is a whole separate thing that I will get into when I talk about book marketing again. And number 4 is for my indie authors out there, and that is that indie or self-publishing is only a stepping stone for you to go traditional. This might ruffle some feathers, so let me just get out what I gotta say before you drag me in the comments. Now, if you eventually want to go traditional, right, or trad, if that's eventually your goal, that is great. I myself am open to traditional publication, maybe down the line. Certainly the books that I've published recently and plan to publish, I'm planning for self-publication or indie, but I would be open to publishing traditionally. And I would be open to an agent if they decided to come to me and really liked my work and wanted to publish it traditionally. I'd be open to that. I think you do yourself a disservice when you decide to self-publish and you put all of that work and all of that money into self-publication only for the idea that an agent is going to see your book, they're going to see it pop, and they're going to offer you a deal. Because the reality is that both ways of publication are hard. However, you are footing the bill a lot more with indie publication than you are with traditional publication. You do have a lot more creative control, and that's a benefit, but you are still going to be responsible for your own book marketing when you traditionally publish. There are a lot of authors out there that talk about this. There are a lot of videos that go into this more extensively. So I would turn to those videos as well from traditional published authors or from authors who've talked about why they are staying indie. But you will end up having to publish anyway. Often the royalties that traditionally published authors make may not be what you're thinking they might be. They may not be, 6 figures or even 5 figures. Certainly they might not be enough to live on. And I just feel like if you're going to pour all of this work into publishing indie, if you're going to pour all this work, all this money, I certainly would not do that then with to then try to hang my hat on it being traditionally published later. I think that would be wonderful. It has happened to a couple of authors, Evan Winters, Andy Weir, K.S. Veloso, but it's the exception and not the rule. And again, we're all about dreaming big here. I'm all about manifesting. I'm all about you deciding what you want for your career and going for it and making it happen and believing that it will be true. I also, though, think it's important to be practical, especially when money is concerned. So I'm saying that to say if you self-publish and then decide, well, I'd like to try traditional publication, or I'm self-publishing this one book, but maybe, the next book in the series or the next book I'm going to query, that's very different. I'm saying don't see self-publication as a stepping stone of, well, I'm going to give this a try and then get picked up by an agent right away, or because of this book. It might not happen that way. Dream the career that you want to dream, but be practical, especially when there's money on the line. And who knows, you might find that you enjoy indie publication and you like the creative control, you like that you don't necessarily have to age your characters up or down or all that other stuff. You might like that you can have the type of cover you want, that you don't have to, worry about earning out any kind of advance, and that you're going to have to do your own marketing anyway, so you might like it. And I just think it's important to have perspective in mind when it comes to self-publication. And number 5 expectation to drop as an author is that you can stop learning, pack it up once you publish your book. You publish your book, you know all the things, congrats. No. I think you do yourself a grave disservice when and I say you because I'm also talking to myself, the new reviewers here, when I'm giving these talks and talking about all this stuff, these are all things that I've thought of, all things I've gone through, and so I'm coming at this from a place of experience. I went through a phase when after I published my first book, To A Stare With Love, where I didn't learn shit. I wasn't watching YouTube videos. I didn't have a Skillshare membership or watching master classes and learning. I thought, oh, I'm the shit. I know. I don't need to keep looking at how to market my emails. I don't need to watch videos on how to, improve my TikTok or how to be the best Instagram author or how to do Amazon ads or how to do Facebook ads. I'm a marketer. I've done this for 10 years. I don't need that. The bravado was strong in me. And then I had burnout. I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of frustration because the things that I was trying to do weren't working. And that's a big part of it was that I didn't know. I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know how to do things. I thought that I could immediately apply my marketing and content writing knowledge onto book marketing. And while some of it is applicable, and I do think it gives me, a bit better insight, it's helpful, I'm still watching videos. I'm still taking Skillshare classes. I am still watching, masterclasses. I have loaded up Issa Rae's masterclass, Dan Brown's masterclass, which I've heard is excellent, Martin Scorsese's masterclass, because I want to learn how to write screenplays. N.K. Jemison's. I've done Skillshare on email marketing and SEO for my website and how to, do TikTok for authors. I've done a Skillshare on how to, create viral content and write authentic content for social media. I've done a Skillshare on branding. I am all about now continuing to learn and, improve not just my marketing skill set, but also my writing skill set, watching videos on character arcs and how to rewrite and all of that. I think that as authors, we should also remember that this industry and this business changes all the time. Social media certainly changes. 2 years ago, who even knew that TikTok was going to be this thing and that, Instagram was going to be the thing that people were starting to get bored of? Who knew? I certainly didn't. And I think that if you stop learning, you stop growing, and you also might find yourself back to point number one of feeling like you'll never be successful because you're not learning and you're kind of stagnant. So I think that don't be afraid to say that you don't know something. Don't be afraid to seek out the answers, and don't be afraid to fail and make mistakes. One thing that I struggle with is the feeling of I have to know it all or I have to be the best at everything and not liking to fail. And I think that comes with not wanting to look like I don't know what I'm talking about, a fear of not being taken seriously, a fear of looking silly. Well, not fear of looking silly, maybe a fear of looking ignorant, because I don't mind looking silly. I make jokes here all the time, but I think it's a fear of not being taken seriously and then people not wanting to fuck with you because you don't know something. It's a question I should really talk to my therapist about. But what I'm saying is I am guilty of those moments of not liking to do something if I don't feel like I can do it right. I honestly went through a phase where I didn't want to go bowling because I know I'm not good at it. I didn't want to shoot pool because I know I'm not good at it. I didn't want to try new things because I felt like I wasn't going to be good at it. And I think that you do yourself, again, a disservice by having that mindset, and that can bleed into what you want for your career. Maybe you feel like, oh, well, I'm not good on camera. I'm just really nervous, so I'm not going to try TikTok or I'm not going to do a reel. Just give it a try. You never know. You never know if, maybe you're nervous, but you are showing up authentically and people will really vibe with that. So keep learning and have an open mind. And I think that you'll find that you'll find the success that you're looking for. I think a common theme, emotionality themes going on with these are feelings of fear, feelings of doubt, having a limiting belief or a mindset of lack instead of a mindset of abundance, as they say. I think a feeling of being afraid of mistakes, a fear of failure, and impatience are kind of the themes here, and the emotions that are kind of tied to these things that maybe one can try to overcome. Certainly, I have had my fair share of all of these things. By the end of this year, I will have 5 books under my belt. I will be publishing my book In the House of Transcendence and the 3rd book in my series, as well as another anthology with diverse books with magic. And when I have kind of gut reaction moments, my gut reaction is, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not as successful as I want to be. But then when I sit and think about where I am in the present, I've accomplished a lot just in not even 2 years. And I'm still accomplishing, and I'm going to continue accomplishing, because my ultimate end goal for my career, and again, I talked about this earlier, is, when you don't have a view of what you want for your career, maybe a 5-year plan, it can be easy to compare yourself. But for me, I want to be a full-time author. I want to be a full-time creative, doing YouTube, doing podcasts, authoring. I want, and I know that my books are going to be made into maybe a TV show or a movie. I want that for my works. I want to be able to, be debt-free and to travel and to live comfortably. I want a fucking dog and tattoos, and I want to have a certain life, and I want it to be because I am living and making money from my passion and creating new ideas and connecting with readers and writing stories that people will say, I needed this when I was a kid. I needed this when I was in college, and there was nobody who was like me, who looked like me on these covers, and when my works get made into a movie or a TV show. I want to be involved in that process, in the writer's room, involved in who's in front and behind the camera. This is my manifestation corner, if you didn't know. But these are the things that I'm wanting for in my career. And I think it's important to be candid about it, to think about what you want for your career, and to go after it. And to believe and understand that you are going to be successful, that you can do it, you are capable. So I hope that you found this video helpful, and hopefully we can all overcome some of these, negative mindsets to be our best selves. If you have any other kind of topic like this about author mindset that you want to learn more about, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you are looking for new reads, you can find the links to A Stare with Love, To Alaris in Desperation, and Girls of Might and Magic in the description below. You can find links to my newsletter where you can sign up and get exclusive content and book recommendations from me. You can also find links to all of my social, my TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram in the description as well. I hope y'all are having a good day or night, whatever time it is that you're listening or watching, and I will catch y'all later. Bye!